Hey all, welcome to Captain's Log, episode 24. Today's start date 6/14/2020. A couple things to talk about today here. First, the Love Your LGS promotion, which is finally here, finally in store. So we've got both the Hangerback Walker / Mechagodzilla promos and the Reliquary Tower promos ready to go. We started the promotion yesterday, but we still have plenty to go for both of those promos. So just a quick reminder, to get the Mechagodzilla promo, you have to buy any booster box or collector's booster box that is currently in the store. So pre-orders don't count for that one. Same thing for the Reliquary Tower. Pre-orders don't count, but you have to buy just like a booster pack or a pre-release kit or a deck or bundle that's already in stock and in the store. So hop on our website if you haven't gotten one of those yet. It is limit one per customer, and we do have plenty of Reliquary Towers left to go, and probably as of this recording, I think like 15 or 20 of the Mechagodzillas left. So definitely hop on that if you haven't already. Second thing we're going to talk about today is I'm going to do a sort of short product review here of a new supplies line called Gamegenic. And so these guys are under Asmodee North America, being distributed though through most of our main distributors, and our one of our main ones here, Southern Hobby, gifted us / gave us some samples of some of these supplies. So I want to go through a couple of these, talk about my feelings on the subject, also sending this off to Southern Hobby so that way their folks can sort of get an idea of my feelings about this product line. So I want to say a special thank you guys for sending these off, and if any of you Southern Hobby higher-ups are watching this, I just want you to know that Alex and Tom and Gigi out of St. Louis are my favorite. Love you guys. All right, so starting off here, we're going to look at the Gamegenic Flex card dividers. So these come in a pack of 10, retailing for $1.99, and I have mixed feelings on these. So they come in a really nice assortment of colors. They're called Flex dividers because they have these cool little tabs here, so they can bend and flatten against the group of cards that you have for either upright or sideways. Goes either way. I've put these in a couple of different deck boxes. It seems like the best part about this flex aspect is the fact that for certain types of deck boxes, they'll fit nicer. So, you know, sometimes you put your dividers in a deck box and then it doesn't close anymore, and that alleviates the issue there. In terms of the sturdiness of them, they are very, very flexible. So if you're looking for something thick and sturdy to use in between large stacks of cards, I don't know that these would be the best thing. For me also, especially at the store, we use these card dividers specifically to denote the color separations and things like that. There are no purple or pink Magic cards, so I don't know what I would use portions of these for. They do have obviously all the colors of Magic, but some extra ones that I think are potentially not as useful to me in those large applications. What I do like about these though is they're great for using in between decks for separating out tokens or other assorted cards, sideboards, things like that. So if you like the colors, color diversity, it's a great buy. If you do need specific sort of colors, I don't think these are the best, but just looking at the rainbow here, otherwise most of their plastics are coming in these colors, and so just looking at that, I like the vibrancy of them alone. So good deal, 10 of them for $1.99, really can't beat that. So those are pretty cool. All right, moving on to then the Side Holder 80 Plus. So these guys are $1.99 MSRP as well. They're basically your basic single deck boxes. So these fit 80 double sleeved cards. Has a little label thing to write on the top. What I like about this is what they're calling their Cobra Head technology. That's part of how the box opens here. So it makes it have a little bit more room when you open it to get your cards out. A nice amount of space to be able to lift it out. Comes with a divider as well in there. Same thing with that Flex technology that we saw in those other card dividers. The seams feel pretty good on these. Empty, obviously, it feels pretty squishy, but with a deck in it, it actually seems pretty sturdy for a cheap plastic box. So for $2, you really can't go wrong. These are, yeah, I think are pretty much in terms of being comparable to the Ultra Pro ones or Ultimate Guard ones. I see them as pretty much equivalent there. In terms of quality long term, we soon shall see, right? The next deck box we got was then the Sidekick 100 convertible. And so these are nifty for a number of reasons. So first, I do like the feel of the fabric covering that it has here. It's a lot smoother, definitely doesn't feel like gritty or anything like that. The top here is on a magnetic closure, which feels pretty secure. Again, it has the flaps here feel like they're not going to get worn too fast, but the whole top comes off here, and so they're calling them convertibles here because you can actually take and mix and match these flaps with different boxes to make cool color combinations. So in terms of how they fit cards, the test I did here is I threw a proxied EDH deck into this box. So just to show you guys this. Now, when you have a proxied deck or a double sleeve deck, you end up with a little bit more thickness to everything than you would just a normal single sleeve deck. So you got the 100 sleeves, 100 cards, and plus the layer of proxy here. And so it slides in actually really nice. It doesn't wiggle around too much. These nice finger holes allow you to pull the deck out really nicely. It's a perfectly snug fit without being too tight and not too loose either. So the Gamegenic, at least the convertible boxes here, feel pretty good. Again, similar quality to what I've seen, but these guys are MSRPing for $16.99. And so what's attractive about this in particular is the fact that boxes that are comparable to this are a lot more expensive right now. And so I'm usually seeing these go for somewhere between $20 and $25 typically. So to get something for almost $10 less is a pretty good deal. Other than that, for these guys, I know that they're also making for the to fit these little deck boxes, those sort of bigger cases that you can fit a bunch of decks in. So I'm curious to see when those come out how these fit really well and what the quality is from those. Okay. Lastly, we got a pack of sleeves. So this was the Prime double sleeving pack. And so what this pack contains is 80 sleeves and 80 inner sleeves. So this would be similar to then just buying, you know, a pack of 80 sleeves and also some perfect fits or other type of inner sleeves. And what's really cool about this pack right now is that it's $6.99 for 160 sleeves total, so 80 of the inner and 80 of the regular. What I like about this right off the bat, it comes in actually 4 different packages inside the pack. So you get 40 and 40 of the regular sleeves and then 40 and 40 of the inner sleeves. So this is great for you drafters who are looking also for a really sort of budget level way to get sleeves for your draft decks without having to double up on anything. So you actually will get 2, do you know what I mean, 2 sets of draft sleeves in this pack for $6.99, which is considerably cheaper than buying even just a pack of, you know, the regular Ultra Pro sleeves. Those are, you know, $3.99, plus a pack of inner sleeves is another like $5. And so right off the bat here, you're only getting 50 of, you know, one type of sleeve and, you know, no inner sleeves. So the deal here seems to be pretty good. I don't know if they have a 100 pack of these, which I'm curious to see in the catalog if they'll have one that'll be, you know, particularly for us Commander players to be able to get all of our value sort of in one fell swoop here. But at first glance for these sleeves in terms of, you know, $6.99 for all this stuff, is that even remotely close to the quality we're expecting. Now, the sleeves themselves have what's called a fine matte finish. So we're usually used to seeing just like the plain classic smooth back or an actual traditional matte back. And I find the matte to sometimes be a little bit too textured for me. Obviously the glossy, just way too glossy. And so this is definitely somewhere in between. It has sort of like a velvety sort of feel to the back. Now in terms of how slippery they are, my just small little pack of sleeves or pack of cards that I did here, in terms of the shuffle feel, it actually feels really smooth. They don't stick together super badly. They don't seem to slide terribly either. So that's sort of one thing I really like about the feel of these, is that it sort of has the feel of a little bit more gloss, but also the stickiness to hold everything together of that traditional matte. Now, the test that I did for this, because the one thing that I hate about crappy inner sleeves and crappy regular sleeves is how hard it is to actually do the perfect fitting itself. So I want to show you sort of how well this slides in here. It's a really smooth insert, and it's also pretty tight, okay? There's not any extra room on the edges, not a lot of room on the bottom. And then going into the outer sleeve here is also a really nice slide, so you don't have to like jam your finger in there or anything like that. We also then tested this by dunking it in a glass of water last night, and it held up perfectly. So just freshly sleeved, we left some overnight, and still we're not seeing water, like wiggling itself in there at all. So honestly, in terms of just for what you need double sleeving for what you need protection for, these seem to be pretty much perfect. The price point is exactly where I want it to be for this sort of stuff. And in terms of the quality, well, we'll sort of see. We're going to probably do another review of these in another few months after we've used them a couple times, see how they actually hold up in terms of long-term wear. But first impressions right now is that this line looks pretty good. I'm excited to carry these products. We're putting in our pre-orders and stuff right now for them. So for those of you who are interested in sort of checking out some new supplies, definitely I'm going to put a link to their website so you guys can see what they've got. Let me know what you're interested in me carrying and what you'd be interested in pre-ordering. Remember that we always do 20% off on any pre-orderable items or special order items. So you guys can get these for even better deals than what they already are at MSRP. So anyway, thanks again to Southern Hobby for sending us all this cool swag, for letting us also review it and check it out early. And otherwise, just stay tuned for more stuff from us, guys. And thanks again. Bye.